Okay, guys, this was the large abscess.
There we go. I got the video in the background. Going live right now. Gonna let you guys show up here. Let me stretch that out just a little bit and bring that down. And here we are. We are live. I had 500 people over there now. Let's see how many of you can make it over here. I'm gonna give people just a minute. There's about 25,000 of you on MrPopZit Live out of the almost 700,000 that are on MrPopZit. But I appreciate the ones who come over. I am on a little stool out here. I'm in my backyard. And hello. So Teresa, hello. Caitlin, had to search for it. I know. Amber K, Amanda Cottrell, Susan Irving, always there. So cool. Brenda, Leah Munzer, hello, always there. Shauna Dennis, Marion Jenks. Okay, people are definitely showing up now. And there is a walkway right out here. So people might say, hey, Greg, they might come over the wall here. So that'll be funny. Also, there's, there's a street cleaner. It keeps going by. It's pretty loud. I hope it's his last time around. So, Lauren Stewart, Brenda, Linda Woodman, Lynn, Trish Eaton. Hello, good day from Australia. Donna Flanagan. Cleo, Carol, Susan. It's cold and pouring in Ottawa. Oh, I bet. It is like 80 degrees here in Southern California. April. Good question. Why do they put the pops on their gloves? And I'm going to answer some questions. We're going to show this video. We're going to talk about a lot of fun stuff here. So let me see. I can't even see. Well, wow, we got like 115. That's not bad. There are mosquitoes out here. So I have my wand, my electrified wand. It is, man, I got to keep my eyes on my head on a swivel here. So, just saying hi to everybody. Cheryl, thanks for showing up. It's very cool. MrPopZit Live has been growing, and it's kind of like having, just a chance to ask some questions, live chat, some back and forth, and I love the idea of it. And when I came up with it, I was like, maybe it won't fly, but it is. It's starting to grow little wings, and it's starting to fly. So, Be Kind Rewind, thank you. A lot of people are asking, I do have GERD. I get some acid reflux here and there. So that I do clear my throat a lot, and I do have a little cough here and there too. So that's a fair question. It happens, man. I've cut out on coffee. I'm trying to change the diet a little bit. But that is something that comes up. So somebody asked about the gloves and putting stuff on the gloves, and overseas when they do that. A lot of times their extractions are, these people are a lot of smokers over there. They are so packed in with blackheads. And I find this when I'm even doing extractions, I'm extracting and I'm coming over here and wiping it or putting it on something. Extracting, going back and forth, and it takes a lot of time. When you can just pick, boop, pick, and you just go, it's a speed thing, I believe. It does start to look pretty creepy as they pile up on the glove for sure. But, I'm pretty sure that's why they're doing it. So that is a question I see a lot. I think I did it on a couple, just because it was just in the way, and I didn't have an assistant, I think, that day that was right with me. I had a camera person, that was it. But I put a couple on my glove, and man, did the comments talk about it. They did not like that one bit. I'm going to put that up a little. So, I do it just out of necessity sometimes, but, who knows. Yeah, the dry throat coughs, I know. It was really bad. I also do have a little bit of airborne pollen allergies. It doesn't help that. So, I'm also, my voice is a little rough from talking 7 hours a day. I talk nonstop when I'm seeing patients. So I'm talking, airborne allergens, and a little bit of acid reflux. Not a good combo for the throat and the old vocal cords. So it's kind of funny. Thank you. Excuse me. So I do have some cool videos coming. Some people are asking where are the extractions videos. I have some great extraction videos coming. I had a new person found me for steatocystoma multiplex, and she really is a great presentation. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Jane White. That's so nice of you. Thank you. I know the monetization, I know people don't like to really hear about it, but it's disheartening, is the best way to put it. especially when I see, thank you, Jane or Janie. I'm not sure how you say that, but thank you so much. Um, it's when you're doing all this work, it's 2 hours, an hour or two a day of editing. 500 something videos in 3 years is quite a bit. I'm posting a couple a week usually. And to have it just completely demonetized, and I was like, when they first did this, and there's a lot of new people here, so those who haven't heard that story, I was like, okay, I get it. The procedure videos demonetized, not everybody wants to see that. Yeah, I understand. But then I was doing live videos on my main channel, and then they just took the entire channel. They demonetized the entire channel. Videos that had nothing in it. I was pretty blown away when they did it. I was back and forth on email chains with them for quite some time, and they didn't care. So they just did that. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do the separate channel, and that's where you guys are at now. So thanks again. Wow, Denmark all over. Indiana, very cool. Oh my gosh, third time Susan Irvin. I'm so sorry. Third time having COVID. That's horrible. Okay, so I was talking. I do have a video that's I think I'm gonna put it on MrPopZit Live. I went back to Ohio for a wedding, and wow, 161 people. People are seeing it. Awesome. I went back for a wedding, and I took some video. I love old country roads. And just the trees and the beauty of being rural in the Midwest. And it's where I grew up. It's close to my heart. And I took some great GoPro footage of where I grew up. And I grew up right next to a state park, designated state park area in central to eastern southern Ohio. And on my wind... my blocker for the sun is coming in on me with the wind here. So hello, Lori. I took some great footage, and I grew up on a pretty unique street. It's kind of a big circle. It was called Poplar Drive, and it's just trees covering it. And it brought back a lot of memories. And so I videotaped just where I used to walk to catch the bus. And it's like a 4 or 5 minute video, but it is the street that I grew up on, the house I grew up in. And I just kind of talk over it. And so I think some people like it. Some people probably won't. I'm not going to put it on my main channel because there's no pops on it. However, I am going to put it on MrPopZit Live, and then I'll do a community tab kind of update when I do, so you guys can see it. And I think it's kind of cool. I did notice on the video though, when I did the talking over it, I just woke up and my voice was really raspy because it was a Friday morning. By the end of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I do have Fridays off when I work. I talk so much by Thursday, it's almost like it reminds me of when I used to sing on the road in a band. And we would have a couple shows like in a 4 or 5 day period. And my vocal cords were sore. like when you work out and your muscles are sore, my vocal cords were sore and like swallowing, and my throat was just sore. And, I've always had the gift of gab, but it's like there is a limit to what your throat can handle. I probably have some nodules. I am going to get an endoscopy coming up here soon to see. I was, the acid reflux, it was kind of raw, but I wonder if I have vocal cord nodules because I do notice I can't hit the high notes anymore like I used to when I'm singing. So, but yeah, so I am going to post those videos. I did want to talk about that. Let's go to this guy's video here. We got almost 170 people here. That's awesome. I wanted to give people a chance kind of to show up. Let me put myself in the corner here. And I'm going to scoot this over. Everything's kind of packed in here a little bit. There we go. Do this. The button to finish the live is right by the tab that I make this smaller. So I'm always worried I'm going to stop the live on accident. And I got to go very slow when I do that. So here we go. I'm going to stop a couple times. This is his, I think, 5 to 7 day follow-up. And Shauna, I'm going to do a little bit about my band, actually. I'm going to do there are some videos you can find. I'm not going to talk about it just yet. I have mentioned it in the past. People have put the name of the band up there. But I'm going to kind of put up some videos that we did. It's me with guy liner, or eyeliner, they say. So there is, that's coming too. But yeah, Fair question. This was 7 days out, and then there's going to be 14 days. I'm going to play it, and then I'll pause, and we'll talk. Here we go.
Okay, guys, this was the large abscess on the sternum here, and you can see this is 7 days out, and he's still red around this area. You can see at the top, he's got a lot of scabbing and crusting, and you can see this right here. And that's how our body does heal. It kind of seeps and seeps to form the scab, and that's what can start to fill up the pocket again too. So the antibiotic will help with that. We're going to give him also a topical antibiotic. Will just help if we start to get a bacterial infection sometimes at the entrance there. You can get a secondary staph infection sometimes. But we do a culture today to see, because he is still getting some crusting, and then we'll do a follow-up in a week.
Okay, guys. Okay. So I wanted to pause there. That was kind of a quick video. He was still in pain 5 to 7 days out, greatly reduced. But you know, I'm gonna get big here just for a second, and we're gonna do the second one. He was still in pain, and you know, I didn't want to make light. I was like, hey, do you mind if I just do a quick video? And he was like, fine. He's really cool that he did share that, and it says there. I did a swab. I did a swab originally as well on this one, because it's been about a month now, 6 weeks out on this. I did a swab, and it came back with just skin flora. Now, it is tough when you have a lot of exudate. I did put it deep into the wound. I didn't kind of swab the first stuff that came out. I kind of got in there, and it just said skin flora. But sometimes that can happen when you have so much cyst material and inflammation and fluid. So when he came back, he actually had some vesicles, which are blisters, just a couple that were pus filled, and that's usually Staph aureus most of the time. So I was like, well, you know what, I'm going to do another culture. I have had that happen afterwards, where they're getting irritated from the bandage glue and what they're putting on, and it kind of rips the skin a little bit, and then Staph aureus gets in there and causes an infection on the surface of the skin. And he might not have had an infection within the wound before. So that is possible, but it did come back as Staph aureus. A lot of people ask about antibiotics. I do use tetracyclines like doxycycline. I gave that to him originally, and I didn't like at 7 days just how much inflammation he still had. And I know he still had a lot of, there's a decent amount of cyst still in there. And so I know that can be slow too. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to switch it up. And I switched it, I believe, to Bactrim for him, which is a sulfa antibiotic. And it does kind of have better coverage sometimes on Staph aureus and even MRSA. So we switched to him, and within 7 days, huge difference. Here comes the street cleaner. Oh my gosh. He's gone, I don't know. This guy's just doing circles around the lake. This is his 4th time. Sorry if that's a little loud. So, hello Esther, welcome. Yeah, we're almost pushing 200 here. It's great. 183 people are finding it and coming over. So when I did that, I was like, you know what? I'm not, and I do that sometimes. That's what cultures are for. I will start them when they're really inflamed like that, almost always on an antibiotic, a short course, sometimes 10 or 14 days. But some people do need 3 or 4 weeks. And you know, just an elongated amount of the anti-inflammatory component to these antibiotics, especially the tetracyclines, or just a longer dose because it's deep-seated infection sometimes on the abscess. So I did switch to that, and he did well. One other thing I wanted to say about the tenderness, and I even did a disclaimer on this video in the intro. I switched it up a little because I know some people are really triggered by seeing somebody in pain. So I did want to do that and kind of talk about it. This was so painful that when I injected him, and then I just set, sometimes it bleeds a little bit from the injections, I set some cotton, just a 4x4. Just set it on there. And Laura Sufer, thank you so much. I appreciate that super chat. And when I set it on there, he was like, ah. And I was like, man, that is about as tender as they get. When you can't even put a single 4x4, he felt that pressure. The thing was so light. I put it on there. I was like, it doesn't get much more tender than that. And I've said it so many times, but there are new people here. The acid-base shift. And what is happening in these and why they start to thin. And I had another one from before that you could see, everybody thought it was whiteheads all over it. And it was pustules. It was the thinning out of the surface of the skin and so much pressure building up. Inflammation will start to degrade the thickness of the skin at the top of it. And that's how our body deals with it. And eventually it gets so thin it pops. And that's how it expresses it out. If you don't get to it and cut it, your body will thin the skin with inflammation. So it will then drain. And that's what's happening. And you can tell by the amount of tenderness a lot of times. I'm looking for mosquitoes here. The amount of tenderness will tell me usually how long it has been inflamed. And I can see if there's whiteheads or the thinning on the surface. I'm a pretty good gauge at how long that's been happening too. So when I do the lidocaine, it takes pretty well on the skin surface still, and you can see it blanch, and you could see it in that video. It blanched, and you can numb the cut area. So when I'm cutting, but man, underneath, it's a big mush pile. It's basically, and that's what's happening. All those inflammatory markers and all of the markers that are coming there. Oh my gosh, thank you, Carol Phillips, for the super sticker. Really appreciate it. So this, when we're doing those injections, right, and we're trying to get that numb, I know I'm not going to get the base numb. And a lot of people are like, oh, other providers do this. I have seen Dr. Pimple Popper talk about this too. Everybody says she doesn't say that, but I've seen multiple videos where she's like, we're not going to get this all the way numb. Same thing happens with really bad tooth abscesses. You'll see dental channels and they will say, we're not going to be able to get this all the way numb. And it's, you do your best, but there's only so much that can take when an inflamed wound is so acidic. You're putting an acid in there. So when you're doing an acid on an acidic wound, it's very, very difficult it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. So it's a known thing in the medical profession. It's not a known thing I can tell online, especially sometimes on my channel. And, my kids just got home. So when that happens and, you do your best, but they're going to hurt. So, Jennifer Martinez, thank you so much for the super chat. So I go in knowing it. I try to prep you guys with it. And there's pain in the patients do pretty well. They need it out. So they're going to be like, whatever it takes. It's kind of like somebody, when women are giving birth, it's like, yeah, it's a lot of pain, but let's get this thing out. Let's go. And obviously not that bad, but gosh, it is pretty painful for people. So thank you so much, Jennifer. That's for the nice words. So let's go to not yet. In 2 minutes. The boys, they're going to come out and say hi in a little bit. So let's see his 2 week. Here we go. It's so beautiful. It was a nice breeze. Man, it feels good.
MrPopZit here. This was our large abscess on the chest, and I believe we're about 2 weeks, a little bit over 2 weeks out. And this is what we expect. We did culture. There was some bacteria in there. We talk about 50% of these do have bacteria. This one is drying up now. It's really a lot softer. The induration has gone down. I might feel a little bit of a cyst there, but starting to reform. But the scab will fall off in the next 7 to 10 days. This is exactly what we expect and hope to see at 2 weeks. Antibiotics bringing inflammation down and killing any type of skin flora bacteria that can get in there too. So we're going to follow up now. The scab will fall off in about 2 months and likely do a small excision depending on what's left over, but we'll wait until that point. So thanks to him for sharing. This is really neat to see the progression. Even though it's painful for him, it's very educating to people who have to go through this and to providers that deal with these a lot and are unsure what to do or what antibiotics to use. So thanks again, and thanks for popping by.
Okay. So let me just bring that back so we can see. So you can see there around where his wound was, that discoloration, he had bandages on for the first 10 to 14 days, so it wasn't going to get on his clothing. You can see he's got some post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, that discoloration from irritation from the glue and it being covered so much. But way better. I mean, when he came in this time, he's like, he had a big smile. He's like, and it was only, he said, 3 or 4 days after the last visit that I saw him, that he he felt better. He said it went down pretty quick when I changed the antibiotic. So, and that happens. You know, we can't know right when somebody comes in. There's certain ones that we use antibiotic wise. Oh, one sec here. I don't want to. There we go. And so, but then we culture, and then it's a sensitivity. So we see what it's sensitive to, and then I would make a change. I changed him because he wasn't responding like I wanted him to. So I was pretty sure I wasn't getting good coverage on the antibiotic, and so I changed him, and it made the difference. That scab there, he did have those blisters and seeping. He was seeping, it crusts, and it does make a dry scab. That came off like a week later. I could feel a little bit, possibly right below and to the left of that scab, a little cyst maybe reforming. However, Vicky Gomez, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You guys are so nice. You're too nice. So it was going down. It was not firm, totally soft. All the induration was done, and he was just so happy. And he's going to come back. I was like, listen, there's still cyst in there, and you're going to start feeling it start to form. It'll start feeling like a marble in there. And when that happens, it could be 2 months. It could be 8 months. Come in, give a call, and let's cut it out. I've done that with several of the abscesses. So let me, I'm going to make myself big again here. And that was a good follow-up. Okay, so now I wanted to talk about what's coming. It's funny. I'll go a week or two, and somebody asked me, "Are you filming every surgery you do?" And not at all. Like, I do 3 or 4 surgeries a day. I may only film 1 video a week, so I'm probably only filming 10 to 20% of the surgeries that I do. And there's a lot of smaller ones. There's stuff that just aren't going to be extravagant or worth seeing, really. So that happens. And, that was a good question. Somebody's like, how much do you record? So I do a lot of surgeries. And I had this last week or two, I was like, man, I haven't had that many videos. And then boom. Every time I think that, it's funny, the very next day, I did 4 or 5 videos in one day. So I have an abscess that just came in 2 days ago, bigger than the one that we're talking about right here on the side. And man, it looks inflamed. It looks worse than this abscess. It was really big. It was tender, only in a couple spots. So I was able to put a Q-tip in. I was able to get a little bit rougher with it, but that is coming. I also have some great extraction videos. I have one better than the guy that was getting clear for his pictures. I'd mentioned this before. It's better than his group. He's a young kid. He's only, I think, 12 or 13. And his acne is so severe. And so we did a couple rounds. I wanted to try and clear him. And oh my gosh, thank you so much, Belinda Morris. That is so nice. I appreciate you. And so I do a couple rounds, and he's getting better, but not as good as I wanted him to. And then we go to Accutane. And so this is a good example. He's going to be a great video because I'm now doing his 1 month follow-ups. 1 month each for the 5 months of Accutane, and then you're going to see his transformation. So you get to see just 2 minutes almost. You get to see him really change. And you do see the extractions help him, but it's like he's reloading. He's reloading so quick. The inflammation's coming back quick. So I was like, okay, this is how we make that leap to Accutane when we're not getting what we expect. So that's evidence-based medicine. You're doing something, you're seeing how much you're getting from it, and if it's not getting better, you go to the next level. And that's what I do a lot of. So that's coming as well. And then I mentioned on the other live, I had an amazing steatocystoma multiplex patient come in. Man, the wind is kicking up. Look at this thing coming in on me. Woo! It feels good though. She came in, such a great example, and they're not huge, but they're full. And I just recorded that. That's coming soon. She may be watching now. She's a fan. She found me online, and it's pretty central just right here for her. And she's got perfect steatocystomas. She's got perfect vellus hair cysts and perfect blackheads. So she really shows, and you can get all of those. There's some transition and, some crossover on some of those lesions. But it's like, man, this is just a palette of this presentation. So perfectly done. And it's a great video. So that's coming too. So I just wanted to give you guys an update there. I have been, and you see the video's slowed a little bit. I went instead of 2 a week to 1 a week or every 6 days. I've been so busy. And my wife has been so busy as well. And, trying to hang out with the kids, trying to get my work done. I have bumped up almost 10 patients a day. I see a lot of patients. There's a huge need in the area I'm in, and the channel is also bringing in a lot of people. I'm just busier than I've ever been in my life. And I have great videos. I'm just trying to get to them. So thanks for being patient. We're just keeping up with it. And I'm the editor. If MrPopZit Live gets big enough, I will probably be able to afford an editor. That's going to clear up a ton, and that will increase video output as well. So that's why I'm trying to get this thing going, and I appreciate you guys being here. So let's see. I think there was a couple questions. Curious to see who's going to grow. Keep up your... Oh, thank you, Amy Albers. Yeah. So the cultures are always interesting because I get people with double and triple infections, and some of the companies I've been using, there's a new one. I can't remember the name. I should shout them out. But they're real specific. They put everything. They won't just put like the top one, and then they do a really great sensitivity breakdown too. And it is interesting to see because I will get some strange bacteria that's not just skin flora, aerobic or anaerobic, if they use oxygen or not. So sometimes internal from the GI tract is what we'll see a lot. So let's answer just a couple questions. We're pushing on 30 minutes here. I got my little dudes want to come out and say hi. Also, real quick, the video from yesterday, I did the intro with my daughter. I was editing in the morning. I get up early, 5 o'clock, either go to the gym, do charts, or I edit. It's like a train. Charts build up. That morning I do that. I get my charts done. I go to the gym. And when I go to the gym, then I have time, I edit. And that's just kind of the cycle of my week. But she was sitting there. She's like, Daddy, can I be in a video? It was the sweetest little, cutest little voice. And I was like, absolutely. So we did a little video, and she was sitting there, and she just wanted to say bye-bye. And I squeezed her, and you can see she's like, oh, okay. And then she said it. It was just the cutest thing. So that was how that came about, which was kind of funny. And now my dudes, I know they want to come out here. I'm going to have them say hi real quick. And if anybody had additional questions, post a couple there, and we'll answer those. And then we're going to call it a Friday here. That's all very cool, Linda. Retired. Congratulations. All right. These little dudes have been waiting there at the window like this. What's up, dudes? Come on out. Hey, here they are. Come on in. So, Kel Rock right here and Road Dog. There they are. And Nana just took them to play at an awesome park. You want to say hi, Nana? Come on out and say hi. She's literally watching the live. You can come out here. Here is Nana. Hello. There she is. That's my mom. And so she took the little one so my wife and I could get some work done. And then
we went to In-N-Out.
That's right. That's never bad. In-N-Out's kind of a Southern California thing for people all over that don't know what that is. It's a great hamburger place. And I do have people and patients actually that move from California back east, and that's all they talk about when they come out. They come back and they're like, I got to go to In-N-Out because you just can't get it. I think they're in Colorado and Arizona now, but it's mostly in California. So that's kind of funny. But I just wanted to say hi, have them say hi. You guys can run in there and play if you want.
Where does it show how many people are watching?
Right there. We got 178.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy?
131 likes.
Yep.
Hello to the world.
Hello to the world. All right, guys. Let's go play in just a minute.
Can they still watch it when they're like in a different state or in a different country?
They're all over the world watching. There's people in Denmark. There's people, they're in Australia. They're all over the place.
Australia?
Yeah. Everywhere.
Is Mr. Beast watching?
I doubt it. I doubt he is. But I do have an idea for him for a great video. But okay, guys, you guys can go play ball in there. We're gonna go play some ball in a little bit once I'm done. Thanks for popping by, guys. I did have an idea for Mr. Beast. If anybody knows somebody who knows somebody who knows Mr. Beast, he does kind of these videos, MrPopZit versus Mr. Beast, and on like a gross out smell competition. So I've seen them kind of do that where they'll put smells in a bucket or something like rotten food, whatever it is. And because people are like, don't you ever get, sick from the smells of cysts and that? I don't. It really doesn't gross me out. And so I thought, wouldn't that be funny if he got his people and his best, all Mr. Beast and all the guys, and see who could go the longest without dry heaving. Kind of a gross video, but I thought it would be funny. MrPopZit versus Mr. Beast. Make it happen. Here we go. Okay, so I think that was it. Let me see. I don't think if I missed any questions. Let's see here. I have tried a lot of different things for GERD. Yeah, thanks for putting that on there. And it helps. Luckily, I'm one of the people when I do take a medication or H2 blockers, acid reducers, they do work for me. It's just, I don't like to take them every day. Man, that sun is right coming around and hitting me now, so it's probably a good time to call it. Well, very cool. We almost hit 200. Really thanks to everybody for checking that out. I do have some great new videos coming. And one last thing on the Shopify. I'm building that out. Man, it takes a lot. It's like I'm kind of transferring my website over to Shopify, and it's going to be linked to the YouTube channel. And I am going to grow out some t-shirts. There's a couple things on there. I don't even know if it's live to buy right now, but it will be very soon. I'll do a live when I do it, when it's clicked on. But I'm also in the works with a couple other things, so it should be fun. But a lot of people ask me for different products, and I'm really gonna. I haven't pushed anything really on my channel. I am picking just a couple that are my go-to mainstays, and that's. I'm not gonna put a bunch of products on here, but there are going to be a few. And I'm thinking also, I do a couple things like these little pads that I use. MrPopZit pads I think is going to be cool. Just little benzoyl peroxide or salicylic for when you do have a big one, you can put it on. I thought it'd be funny to have the shape of my face with my glasses as a little sticker pad, or clear. But that would be funny. So I think I might do that as well, and that should help. But I hope you all have a great Friday and a great weekend. Thanks for popping by over here. I am going to link this video on my main page 5-minute live I did just to bring some of you over here. So when people are there, they're like, how do I find this video? How do I find it? Make sure to subscribe to this channel, because I am going to have some unique things just in my everyday life on here, and we'll have these great chats and where we can answer questions. And I know I talked about it before. I am also going to be doing some dermatology breakdowns, so just different clinical diagnoses. I kind of got away from that. I did a couple on my other channel. I do want to do it here. It's just, man, what is the time, right? I mean, I need 8 days in the week. But I do like doing those because I think it's really good to take certain diagnoses and just do a little, it educates people, and they're like, wow, I think I have that, to get into their local dermatologist. So I think that'll be great. Okay, we'll see you guys. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Thanks for popping by.